Hi everyone, Lolly here. Welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to share this project with you tonight. I'm making an artist trading block, and here I'm going to start out by just painting it with a chalk paint, just because I like the way the chalk paint dries with a really matte finish. And now I'm going to just put some tissue paper over the block, and I painted it because I want the black to show through after I file some of the edges. You could also stain the block or paint it, any color that you wanted to. So this is just a regular gift wrapping tissue that I put on here. And I'm going to cover it again all with Mod Podge. And here I'm just getting the edges to lay flat so that when I start to file or sand the edges, here I'm going to use the fingernail file. And we're just going to rough up those edges. Some of them tore a little bit, but I'm okay with that. It just adds to the charm that I'm looking for. So now I'm going to just ink up the edges. At this point, I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to come up with. I had a whole nother theme, had a little chipboard camera I was going to use, and that kind of all just went by the side. But inking the edges, I still wanted to do that. Now this is the paper pack that I picked paper from. So even though I put the tissue down, I am going to put a square of paper on each side of the block just to add another layer and a little more color and interest. I don't know why this pack is called Nature. It's beautiful and it looks very retro to me. So I'm definitely going to have to make some tags or something out of here. I didn't even remember I had it. But for this project, these little strips here are just about the size that I need. So I'm going to cut a couple of these strips out here and cut them into squares to cover each side of the block. And again, I'm going to ink, and I'm inking the back a little bit because I'm going to distress the edges. And so I'm going to do that with my scissors. So that way, any of the white that maybe shows from the back is already inked. But I am going to go over it just a little bit for the torn parts and ink those again as well. This technique, some people have, and I have one too, one of those little tools that you use to do this on paper to distress the edges. But your scissors work just as well. And normally you have those handy. I don't even know where my little tool is. It was given to me and I just can't find it. But this adds just a little interest and, a little something extra than just the paper being flat on the block. So we're going to do all the sides and the top, and the bottom we're just leaving blank, of course. So here I'm just going ahead to do all of the sides now. I've inked all the little blocks. And you've heard me say it before, this is my favorite blue, this ink color. So I'm just going to add that just because I don't want everything just brown and beige color. And the little camera I was going to use is black and white. And I was just going to dress that up a little bit with the blue as well. So I put this blue on everything. I love it so much. So, but I like the way it gives it a little, maybe a little antique look to it if you do it up just right, depending on what you put it on. But here I just like adding the color to the block. And these are stickers that I bought at Dollar Tree. They are kind of metallic, but they're puffy, and so they have words on them, and as does this package here. So I'm going to use those words. And this is my box of just different ephemera pieces, stamps, things like that. So even though I've put down tissue paper and then I've put down paper and I've inked that, now I'm going to start decorating. And so now I'm looking for a little square piece of something to put down so I can put my word on top of that. And what I found was a stamp, and I think it says España, and it's got a little blue in it. So we're going to put that down, and then we're going to put the word there on top. And so when you're doing an artist trading block, you just start. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I had painted the block before while I was working on projects. And so sometimes it's hard to get started. So you literally putting down the tissue paper, putting down the next layer, and one at a time, and then it starts to come to you what you want to do with it. So here I decided that I don't want the stamp to lay flat, so I've just put a couple of little foam dots behind it. And I apologize, it's so far away. Once I edited this, I don't know, I picked the wrong setting, I guess, and it just came out really far, and I apologize for that. But there are pictures at the end that are close up so you can see everything. So here I'm just putting a little bit of ink on top of the sticker just to take some of the shiny silver color out of it. So I'm looking for more words. One package only had, I think, the 3 words, and so I needed one more, and I think it was wish. And I didn't know if it actually went, but we're going to use it because it matches everything else. So we'll make it work. So now we have a word on all 4 sides. So then that's each side, that's our little focal point. So now we're going to layer for that. So we don't want to just leave just the word on there. So we're going to find a little extra something we can put with each word. And again, you're just going step by step and layer by layer. These are also Dollar Tree stickers, and they are like old hinges, like from a castle or something. They're so awesome. And so I'm going to bend them here, and I'm going to glue them on the edges. And so it looks like a hinge there on the edge of the block. So I buy so many of those stickers because I'm just so fascinated with them. The fact that Dollar Tree has them. I've showed music instruments and all different types that they have made like this in this little puffy metallic. So these hinges are going to give it just kind of a, I don't know if I'm going steampunk here or what just yet, medieval. I'm not really sure. Kind of had a castle kind of thought in my mind, but I mean, you just can't go wrong with these stickers. They're so awesome. So I am gluing them because I don't think they stick as well as they should, but that's okay. We have glue guns for that. All right, so I love how they look. I did peel the word off because I had already put it down and it was kind of in the way. So I peeled it off, and I'm going to put that back right in the middle of the 2 hinges. And so each word got either a hinge or a little corner you can see there, which also came in that same packet. All right, so now what are we going to put on the top? Well, going through the stickers, I found another package of puffy stickers, and they're hot air balloons. I'm completely fascinated with hot air balloons, and I've never been in one, but I think I would like to one day, but I'm still fascinated. So here we go. So this is where, you know, I can't decide if it's steampunk or not, but this is what we're going to do. So I wrapped the wire around a paintbrush so that it was curly, and then I also did a few rounds of wire at the bottom so it had something to glue to the block. So I'm going to try to just rough it in here, and I'm going to put several balloons in here. I liked the wire idea. I was going to use a stick, but I like that they move. Better that they would move up and down, but I wouldn't want to ride in a balloon that shook like that, but I like that they move. And so that little piece that I found was in a chipboard set that I had, and it is a "you are here" thing like you see on Google Maps. So it has a hole in the middle, so I'm just putting a little bling there, And I did the same thing. Wrap the wire around just to make the wire decorative so it's not just one straight piece of wire. Then we're going to glue that down here on the edge. And so of course you can't just put a few things on here. I have to just keep going and adding more and more to it. I tried to put some moss to cover up some of the glue on top, and that didn't look right. So that just caused me to go hunting in my craft room for different items to add to this block. So the little package came with several balloons, and even though it looks like it, I didn't use all of them, which is another great thing because I think there's like 8 balloons on this one package for $1. When I bought them, Dollar Tree was still $1. So in another set I bought, there was one that had, I don't think it was all Paris, but it was like the tower and, oh my goodness, I think there was a scooter and a bench and things like that. So that's what you see there. I put that in the middle there, and then I just found some metal pieces to add to it as well. And then I added the word fly at the top of the tower there. I put the wildflowers in there just to make it look like you were flying over a field. So I just call it flying in a balloon over a field of wild dreams. I made a block, or I didn't make the block, I painted the block, added the little title on the front there just to give it some legs. I didn't have anything I wanted to use for feet, so that's what it got, was just a block. So that's my little project, mostly with Dollar Tree stickers. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. Maybe you learned a couple of tricks and tips, things like that along the way, but I do appreciate you being here with me, following along with my little project here. Hope you're all doing well, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.